Good morning, everybody. This video won't be very long. Just wanted to give people a brief explanation, explaining the victim and the controller. When it comes to domestic violence, you have control tactics that domestic terrorists will use, and the many different types of abuses that goes along with them. Psychological abuse, economic abuse, sexual abuse, physical abuse, legal abuse, isolation abuse, children abuse, relationships abuse, stalking abuse, and property and pets destruction of basically property abuse. It is also people need to understand when you're under the effects of remote neural monitoring and remote manipulation, the person who is being manipulated is not the criminal here. The criminal is the actual controller. So let's say someone just decided, oh well, like I don't like this person. They had connections into the darker side of the society, and they decide, well, I'm just gonna go ahead and just make a few things up, then just go ahead and get a person put on this list, right? So they do that. Now, we've seen similar behavior with stuff like this before when females would falsify charges against a guy that they didn't like. And I'm not saying that stuff like that doesn't happen. It does. When it comes to like rape and all that, that does happen. But that doesn't give women out there the right, to literally just to lie like that. Because what that does is it literally makes things a lot worse for those who really have been abused. It's not fair to them that these other females out there are going out there just trying to collect a paycheck when there are actually have been people who are victimized of this. Hell, even men have been victimized by something like this too. It wasn't just females. There have been guys abused by this as well. Anyway, what I want people to understand is when it comes to certain crimes, when you're under the effects of neural monitoring, remote manipulation, that the victim is not the actual perpetrator here. The actual perpetrator is the people using the technology, the people who are beaming these thoughts out onto the target, the people who are using the manipulation. Everything that may have seemed odd or bad, you need to understand they force a person through manipulation to do certain things, right? They force them to do certain things with manipulation. And it's those certain things that they use to turn more and more people against that same person. Hence, which we're going to get into now, such as the stalking. GPS trackers, monitoring accounts, monitoring messages, stalking social media, stalking house and car and work. They use several people to do this, and they convince many different people to basically join in on this. They convince these individuals that you're the problem, that you're the menace. In reality, look, you get rid of the controllers, the people who are doing this, you get rid of the problem that has been plaguing the society for years altogether. You won't even have these problems anymore. And by problems, I mean many different types of crime that happen. Understand, people are being manipulated into doing crime, not the other way around. Okay. Destruction of both property and pets. Many different targeted individuals have gone through this as well. It could be something as threat. It could be even, and yes, they have killed targeted individuals' pets. They have done this. The same people claiming to be righteous have killed people's pets and literally will leave them in their homes to find. You really think someone like that actually has the idealism of safety for you, that they would go out of their way and kill an innocent animal like that? That animal didn't commit a crime. So why would they? And you know something? What I want to do is do a compilation of two vids. The first one is going to be of several different TIs from New York, because we definitely got to get in contact with them because of what's going on. The second one is going to be for people who have lost their pets, man, because that's another important video compilation I want to do. But yeah, man, yeah, like it's crazy. I probably will actually do a compilation of just about all TIs that I've met. This will be for all of you. This will be a compilation vid of every single target individual. I'll have it on the lineup, and then I'll just leave a link in the description. I try to get people to connect, but I'm just gonna go ahead and do it anyway, just for them. And then I'll just let them know so that they'll be able to share that video as well and get the word out. Now, that next thing, property and pets, damage of property. They'll hurt your pets. They'll threaten your pets. They'll punch in your walls. They'll throw items around, and literally will do all sorts of things. This is another form of totalitarian that they'll basically tyranny that they do, and destruction of many different things. And honestly, if you're just now going through a lot of this stuff, again, if you're starting to become a target individual, understand the hacking and all that stuff is going to happen. They will do that constantly. They will literally worm their way all throughout your life as best they can. There's many different other things that goes around wherever you go. And this also refers even back going to work and just being out. You have assholes just randomly show up, just threatening you, verbally giving out threats to you out of the blue, and you have done nothing to them. I want you to understand is you have done absolutely nothing to these people, but they will walk by you and threaten you verbally. But you need to understand, just a direct threat doesn't really cause much of a reaction saying, oh, I'm going to literally actually doing something and physically hurting you is not going to really cause that much trauma. It's not. No, it's the thought of something that's coming up that causes the trauma. And that's why they do this. They will do this periodically. I literally have dealt with this before. Does it bother me now? No, because now I understand how weak these idiots really are. I don't even give a fuck. It could be a big fucking dude that's muscle bound. That motherfucker is weak as hell. For them to have to literally depend on the system like this, yeah, that person is weak. Okay. No offense, but they could literally strip that shit away from them just like that. Then what? Then what the fuck are you left with? Because I'm curious. They depend on the same system that's going to enslave them. Be mindful of that. And what I mean by that, I'm talking about the gang stalkers, the gaslighters, the community-based policing unit, the threat assessment teams is what I'm talking about. Now let's see what this psychological part of the pie chart has. Verbal attacks, mind games, threats, always right. And they are obsessed with that. They cannot stand ever being wrong. Ignore feelings, minimization, retaliation, and gaslighting. Now then, we're going to get into the economic part of this tyranny that they do. They control all the money, spends all the money, prohibits work, refuse to work, ruins credit. Man, credit is a scam. If people didn't know, credit is a damn scam. It's just to give you the idea that you have currency that's not there. So it's making you believe you got something, but it's not really there. But in exchange for that, when that stuff is gone, they can just take your shit. They don't want to go too far into that. And that's how they scam you. Sexual, extreme jealousy, use sex to control, forced sex, violent sex, birth control, STDs, and yes, STDs were basically man-made, pretty much. If you're not aware, due to a lot of remote manipulation, there's a lot of sexual torture going on with this. So these people who are using these weapons are perverts. They're perverts. Physical abuse, driving recklessly, pushing, grabbing, etc., looking in or out of home, withhold necessities, disrupt meals, and sleep. There's a lot of sleep deprivation going on with this, a lot of insomnia, forced insomnia going on with these weapons. People can't even get any decent amounts of sleep because of these weapons. I've done my best to gather as much information, much of stuff to literally put a stop to that, to put a stop to their bullshit and their tyranny that they're doing. These people have it so far up in their heads that they think that using these weapons to rape people, they think that stealing shit, they think that abusing people with these weapons, they think that abusing children with these weapons, they think that forcibly getting people fired, forcibly isolating people, forcibly torturing a person on non-stop is okay. What kind of mindset does that say from a person like that, you know? From a person who thinks that way. Who thinks that torturing a person is actually appropriate. Who has absolutely no problem with it, you know? Who has no problem with just saying they're right even though they're wrong. Isolation. Easy to control with or without support. Limit resources. Limit time. Criticize support. Children. Punish the hurt victim. Use as spies. Take children away. Threaten to take. Custody visitation. This has also happened to a lot of TIs to where their children have been, they have threatened to take their children away. It's like there's no end to this. There's no end to this tyranny. These people won't just leave you the fuck alone. They won't. Now, relationships. Discredit character, rumors, distorted information, send messages partner, say victim is a liar and or crazy, say victim is the abuser. No. The real abuser is the controller. The controller is the one who is hiring the people to do this shit. The controller is the one who's hiring the people to use these machines to force people to do certain things through manipulation. The real crime that's being committed is through the controller. As long as the controllers is still out there, these crimes will still go on. People don't understand that. The manipulator is the problem. You take away the manipulator, you take away the crimes. The minute you take the manipulator out of the equation, then the crimes that you so disgusted by, the crimes that you're so bothered by, they won't fucking happen because there won't be people manipulated into doing it. There won't be no more fucking manipulative shit going through your TV screen. There won't be no more chemtrails. There won't be no more fucking peer pressure. People could just be themselves. And you see, that's just it. It's because people are not allowed to be themselves that we have so much crime now, because they want people to fit in to a crime syndicate. The whole fucking thing is designed against you. And once you fall victim to this shit and you start to realize what it really is, you become disgusted what you allow yourself to damn near become. People being okay with sagging, not even know where that shit even came from. People just literally and I've seen it in people before to where like they were just confused, and it was them against like several different fucking people. They didn't want to be what they were trying to get them to become. They wanted to just be themselves. They wanted to just be themselves, and they just wanted to be they just wanted to be accepted by everybody else. But you see, that's not so easy now. They don't leave it to where like, oh, you just be yourself and whatnot and everything be cool. Just don't break no laws and you'll be fine. No, it's not like that anymore. They will force you to commit a crime, dude. They will force you to do this. I want people to understand, these are the same people that claim that what they're doing is for the good of the people. I want people to understand that through a lot of stuff that a lot of targeted individuals are being victimized to, are being forced to do what, and whatever, because we got to be careful on the daily, man. We have to. I want people to understand that they bring their kids around targeted individuals. And, dude, I want to give people a brief explanation as to why that's a dangerous situation. I'm not saying all targeted individuals are dangerous, but I want you to understand that people, when a person is too far gone and too far controlled, that person, it's very different from other TIs that are basically have restraints against this, that are fighting this. Okay? There's a big difference. A person who was too far absorbed into that technology, who's too far absorbed into that control, and literally accepts that that behavior that's being manipulated into their psyche, and they when they accept that behavior as their own, that it's not the person that's the danger itself, because that person's the victim. The main person who's the threat is the one who's doing the manipulation. I want people to really understand that. You take away the manipulator, you take away the crimes, you take away the corruption, you take away all of this shit that has been plaguing society for years. Without if you scratch them out, this shit ends. But you see, they don't want you to know this. Why? Because they want you to fight amongst yourselves. That's what they want. They want you to kill yourself. They want you to lie and blame yourselves for just anything. Keep pointing the finger. He said this. She said this. Say something. See something. That's what they want you to do, is to fight amongst yourselves. Because when you do that, they don't have to worry about being threatened. They don't have to worry about being, they don't have to worry about themselves, their hands being exposed and all of the crap that they do. They don't have to worry about that. They feel like they don't have to worry about this. They feel like you just wearing a mask means that you're just keeping silent. Bullshit. I can talk right through the fucking mask. You think that's going to keep me? You think wearing the fucking mask means I'm not going to say anything? No, if you lost your mind if you think that, sir. You fucking lost your mind if you think I'm not going to continue speaking out against this bullshit that they have been plaguing amongst society. You lost your damn mind if you think that. And by the way, I don't wear a medical mask. I wear a respirator, as I stated before. I do that because of the chemtrails they put out there. And I don't wear any kind of one. I wear one that's rewashable. Also, I've been wearing that thing even before this COVID-19 bullshit came out. But, man, though, people need to understand that. If you lost your job, if you're suffering, it's the oppressor that's doing this shit. The same person who's hiring people to stalk other people, the same motherfuckers who literally underhanded hiring people to do strange things, to fuck with people. It's the same person who's orchestrating having these people, do all kinds of crime and all this shit. It's through manipulation. Do you not see that? They'll take away jobs to force people in a state of dependency. And they'll use that dependency to turn people against each other. When they use that dependency to turn people against each other, that's called manipulation. You are a victim of manipulation. Hell, even gang stalkers are a victim of manipulation. I hate to say it, but it's true. They're so far gone that they are stupid enough to believe that the crap they're doing is actually right. Let me tell you something. If you honestly believe this shit is for your best interest, I'm just going to tell you the hardest truth, man. They're not going to let you live. They're not. They're not. And the fact that you have in your head that they will, oh, no. Oh, no. Mm-mm. Absolutely not. And it's just, as I said, why would you have to pay somebody that you have full control over? Why would you have to? But you see, they need to be able to do that because they want that control. If you don't pay the person, they'll eventually strive off and find something else. But you see, they don't want that to happen. You want to know why they want Bitcoin to get passed? You want to know why they want all this shit, all the control all over this shit? Is so that they can take it away from you whenever they feel like it. They can just take it away. Even if you didn't do any fucking thing, they could just take it away. Just like that. That's going to happen to the gang. If this shit passes, this going to happen to the gang stalkers. Of which no TI is going to basically be... I'm just letting you know right now. No TI is going to be friendly with you, okay? None. Now that if you fucking absorbed into this shit after half the crap of all the truths that got said, got exposed, and you're still in line with this shit, thinking that, oh, like, I think I'm just going to join. You're a fucking bug to them. And I can't believe they just have it in their head like it's just gonna no, man. You need to understand the mindset of a group like that, and the fact that you don't understand that, you're not gonna make it. And I'm really surprised that they keep convincing themselves that they are gonna make it. A person who basically allows themselves to be both absorbed by ignorance and also allows themselves to live a life of ignorance is a person who is enslaved by that ignorance. I want people to understand that. A person who lives a life of ignorance is enslaved by that ignorance. I hope these perps understand the definition between someone who is free and the definition of a slave, because it's very different. It's very different. Understand, they're paying you now just to get what they want, and when they have what they want, they're done with you. They're done with you. They won't need you anymore. They'll just throw you away like last week's newspaper. There's also people out there who are not too far aware of what this organization is doing, but they're just as worse as the damn perps, because I'm like, come on, man. Someone asks you to do something very fucking strange and you don't question that shit. That shows that you're not questioning your reality. So you're just as worse as they are, man. If you can't even question anything else, what's going on? The fact that they would ask you to do something so strangely. I mean, I don't know what else to tell you. Like, that's just, I don't know. Did I go through? Okay. That was physical. I didn't go through the legal one, I don't think. You lie to police, lie on ex parte, lie in family court, lie in criminal court, forced to break law, forced to drop charges. I think I went over that one already. And yes, people, that's the harsh reality of this. If you were to get a perp arrested, did you know that this system is so fucking corrupt that they would let that person out with a slap on the wrist, even though what they may have most likely have done is worthy of a felony charge? Yeah, no joke. You see, that whole thing that they're doing, when they let these people off and they convince themselves that there's a safety net, there's no safety net. That's just what you're getting. That's just what you're getting now. You need to understand the system can be swept right from underneath your feet like a rug. Just like that. They're using you to get what they need. Once they have what they need, they're done. They don't have to waste anything like that. But here's the thing, man. They can keep printing money all they want, because paper money has no value. What really has value is collateral. What really has value is materialistic items, not just materialistic items. Certain, I'm talking about like actual resources, not entertainment things. I'm talking about land, housing, gold, diamonds, real raw jewels, man, raw materials. The ability to make your and live off, to literally build up land and live off of that land, is going to be a very high trait that a lot of people are not aware of that. That's going to be a very valuable trait. Hence why I'm actually looking into getting those skills now, while I still can, before they literally fuck over the entire internet. As well as I also got to get the tools too. But I'm definitely going off grid before 2021 hits. I'm just waiting for them to open up them damn borders again. Once that happens, I'm gone. I'm not even going to turn around and look back, because I already know the gang stalkers, with what's going on now, they can't go out there. Not to mention, they depend on the system. I want people to understand that they depend on the system. It's the dependency on the system. The only thing I'm looking to do is just to use the fucking system for what I need to get, and then I'm gone. And hell, if I can't even get what I need, then I'm just gonna leave even sooner. Because then it'll just be it'll just be nothing but a waste of my time sticking around, you know? Why should I remain in the system that is oppressing me and oppressing me to live my life? So far as to where it would literally use direct energy weapons and torture to manipulate me into doing things I wouldn't even normally do. Into manipulating me into behaving certain ways, talking certain ways, and being in a mindset. And by the way, I can tell I've been under this shit for years, because some of my friends have told me that they have been a change of personality because of this shit. And it wasn't until I started waking up as to what it was, and it turns out, I'm like, I knew something wasn't right. I knew something wasn't right. And the more and more I started questioning it, the more and more I started waking up. And what it was, soon as I was getting close to my 30s, that's when this shit went over. So I have been targeted by this shit for years. For years. Not just me, but several other people have been traumatized by this since they were children, man. So I'm just going to say it right now. You honestly think God would forsake people who have been tortured since childhood and have absolutely no idea that this bullshit was going on? Of course not. I'm going to go ahead and end this video here. And also that applies to even targeted individuals who may have not even been targeted at their childhood. But understand, like this, when you're a child, though, that stuff is very covert. It is very covert. I just want people to understand it. It's like designed to where like you wouldn't even be able to know that your so-called close childhood friends would be involved. You wouldn't even know unless you've seen and caught them doing very unusual things. With that out of the way, I'm going to bring this morning video to a close, and I hope everybody's staying safe, minus the targeting. I already know how bad that can be. Stay safe, stay strong, everybody.